Today in the Unnecessary Studio, I have some of the coolest products from some of the coolest designers that I could find on Instagram, and we're gonna put them to the test. And they span a whole bunch of different categories, like tools that you can actually use, some home decor things to make your house look cooler, and then some of them are just completely absurd for absurdity's sake. And it's been torture for me because I've been accumulating this stuff for like a month or two, and I wanna unbox it so bad, but today is the day. Because if you spend like 2 seconds walking around the Unnecessary Studio, you're gonna run into some sort of weird, random, completely niche independent designer product, and I simply cannot get enough of it. And super quickly, I just want to give a huge thank you for the launch of That Was Made by Maddie last month. We sold out the loading lamp the very first day. Oh, I couldn't believe it. That is sold out. I did just get a new batch of the Unnecessary shirts. They are stupidly cheap. You can get the link down in the bio if you want to grab one of these. But let's unbox our very first product. The first product that we're looking at is the McMaster card from the design duo CW&T. They're a Brooklyn design duo, and I believe they're also married. They're known for making super playful objects that sort of blur the line between art, engineering, and everyday tools. Their products can vary from things like super minimal pens to well thought out tech products. With them, I feel like they never gloss over the super small details that make a good product a great product, and then they add that little dash of wit right at the end. And this product that they launched is sort of like a pack of Pokemon cards, but it's 10 cards of all products you can get from McMaster-Car. And if you are a maker, you know exactly what McMaster-Car is. If you're not, it's like a website where you could get absolutely any random miscellaneous product from like screws, bolts, magnets, springs, all the way up to who knows what to build a project. And one of my favorite things about being an independent designer is, disclaimer, we are not affiliated with McMaster-Car. AKA just like, please do not sue us. You just gotta move fast and just put things out in the world and cross your fingers. But let's go ahead and rip it open and find out what we got. Card number 1, we have a stainless steel screw. Card number 2, we have a chemical resistant O-ring. Carbon steel screw collar, steel drawer slides, retaining ring. We got ourselves another screw, another O-ring, drywall anchor, bearing. And lastly, we've got ourselves a hinge. And on the back of each card, we have a QR code to go to the product, as well as all the tech specs of that product. One thing I'm not really sure about is if there's like hologram cards, if there are ones that are more rare. I also don't know if they have any plans of coming out with more of these packs, because I believe they sold out. Maybe I should build something in the future that has to use everything from these cards, or maybe like I shuffle them up and I pick 3, and whatever I build has to include those. I love dumb things like this. Product 1 down, on to the next. And I think it should be one of the bigger ones in the batch. This next product is from a designer named Drought. His Instagram handle is Came Up in the Drought, and he does all sorts of sort of nostalgia-based products that take things from the past and reimagines them as a home accessory item. And because of that nostalgia play, all of them go super viral because they just have that it factor that makes them pop on Instagram. And today I'm unboxing his MS Paint mirror. And again, I mentioned he plays on nostalgia. MS Paint is a classic. Oh my God, and this thing looks incredible. I present to you the MS Paint Mirror by Drought. Just look at those details. It is so crisp and clean. We've got all of the classic tools that you could use back in MS Paint. Ooh, I think that one was my favorite. And so for all of these bigger items, I think I should find a home for them somewhere in the studio. And I think it needs to go somewhere where I can take like mirror selfies that has the studio in the background. This thing is just waiting for an Instagram story. And first mirror selfie on the MS Paint mirror on my Instagram stories. I'm sure it's already gone viral. This product is gonna be hard to top out of the collection that I got, because this is hitting all the buttons for me, but I think there's one that I'll save towards the end that I think might take the cake. Product number 3, let's do it. The next product that we have is from a company named Craig Hill, and they're another company out of Brooklyn that makes sort of everyday objects with a little bit of a twist on it. And they've absolutely nailed storytelling on Instagram. We'll just quickly watch the intro of one of their videos to give you an idea.
before the cutting is actually happening because the metal blade is only seated about a ½ an inch into the handle. This is like the first quality compromise that they make, and it's the first thing that we wanted to correct. Instead of having this two-part construction, we kind of went back to scissors that you would see in your grandparents' toolbox. The blade through the loop of the handle is one solid piece of metal. There's no weak spot where you're going to have that kind of flex and flimsiness. The second quality compromise is materials. The blade, which is stamped out of thin sheet metal, you can like pretty easily pry them apart. You're cutting through the blister pack and it like kind of twist on you. This solid metal form gives you this wider spine that is way more rigid.
Okay, you get the idea. Super attentive to details when they're designing their products. I'll throw a link down in the description to their Instagram and everybody else in the video, but Craig Hill also started doing some long form videos. I think they have like a 20-minute long video just about scissors. And so you can probably guess what we are working with today. We are working with some scissors. Again, for me, for products like this, it really only takes one little thing that just makes me hooked on them. And doing a pair of scissors that are just the perfect colorway really get me going. I mean, how much can I really talk about a pair of scissors other than the fact that I think they just look cool? The handles are covered in this rubber, which give you a little bit more grip when you're holding them. And just like they were talking about in their video, it's super smooth. I mean, of course I have to do a cut test here. Yep, they're scissors. Sometimes you just need a slight little twist on a very classic product to make it stand out. The Chroma scissors from Craig Hill Company. Yeah, I mean, they're scissors. Go ahead and add them to my collection of cutting tools here in the back. Call it a day and move on to the next one. All right, let's see. Of the ones still remaining, let's go for this one down here. And if I'm being honest, it's one of the ones that I know the least about. So this was actually sent to the studio. This isn't something I purchased. This is something I was gifted. And it's from a company called The Ugly Duck. I mean, clearly there's a duck on the front. But let's do a little bit of research on their Instagram to find out a little bit more information about them. Their handle is Tud Toy, The Ugly Duck, Tud, T-U-D, Tud. In their Instagram description, it says they're limited art toy collectibles. And I do remember that this came from Dubai when it shipped here to the studio. And there he is, the Ugly Duck. It pretty much seems like there's the one classic design of the Ugly Duck, and he comes in a few different sizes, but they've also done a ton of collaborations. Like they've got this Basquiat collaboration here, and it does look like they go through their design process a little bit, making each duck. But I will warn you, they are a little bit expensive. Let's see, this Coca-Cola collaboration, almost $3,000 for the duck. So thank you to the Ugly Duck for sending one of these over to the studio. Now let's get this thing unboxed. Meet our new friend, the Ugly Duck. I was given a choice of which one they wanted to send me, and of course I went for the classic blue that would fit in with all of the unnecessary blue in the studio. I know the price is pretty expensive, but the quality is super high. He's got this really buttery matte finish to him. And again, like I said, they do a bunch of collaborations. This is an official collaboration with Pantone. So that is the Pantone number of the blue color. But what do you think? Would you purchase the Ugly Duck? Oh, I just noticed on the back here. It's also a limited edition. I got number 113 of 200. Where in the studio should you live, Mr. Ugly Duck? I think this is the perfect home for him. There's a whole bunch of other blue items around. He really just kind of fits in right there. Welcome home to the Ugly Duck. He is kind of adorable. And it's a perfect segue. Since we're in the kitchen, it's time to open our next product from Gustav Westman. Out of all the designers that I'm featuring today, I think Gustav is one of my favorites, hands down. He's really well known for this chunky aesthetic, whether it's home goods, weird baguette holders, and even his collection that he just launched with IKEA right now. He has that vibe across all of his different products, and I just simply cannot get enough. But as much as I love what he does, I've never actually owned one of his pieces. And I have to be fully honest with you guys, I don't even remember what's inside this box. As I said, it's been kind of a while that I've gotten some of these things, so I don't even remember what we're working with. But there is truly only one way to find out. Look at all that packaging. Okay, there's a couple things in here. As I said, I don't remember what I got. Super minimal packaging, let the product speak for itself. Gustav Westman. I think, where's he from? He's from somewhere in Europe. Surprise item number 1. Oh wow, this packaging is cool too. It's like insulation foam. It's always the little design features that I like to think about. But on to the main event, we've got ourselves a chunky wine glass. My very first impression is that it's actually a lot higher quality than I expected. I'm not sure if I thought that they were plastic by looking at them on Instagram, but they're definitely glass and they have a little bit of weight to them. I mean, obviously you can tell that it's a real piece of glass. Super chunky. Mystery box number 2. Oh, just another chunky wine glass. Cheers. I'm afraid I'm gonna break it. And I can't get a chunky glass without trying it first. It is also like 9:30 in the morning, so I'm not going for wine. So we can go for the next best thing. Coke Zero. We got some packaging in the cup. Chunky wine glass taste test number 1. Delicious. I think we're rolling in the same boat as the Craig Hill scissors. How much can I say about a wine glass other than the fact that I think it looks cool? And I will admit that I have just a little bit of jealousy because my dream is to have a collection in IKEA. So I need to make my way to an IKEA to see all the products that he designed for IKEA, and maybe one day that'll be me. But cheers to Gustav Westman, and on to the next product. The next item is gonna live on my desk and have a little bit more utility that I might use every single day while I'm working here in the studio. And this one I got from an Instagram ad, not necessarily from a designer that I followed. So this one I don't know too much about either. But I do know that it has to do with Astro Boy. And this comes to us from a company from Japan that is called FXIP, and they're a creative collaborative group. And they really have a huge collection of different products that look like tech products, lifestyle stuff, and it also looks like they have some IP licensing, like they've got some Pokemon stuff here. I don't even know what it is. Oh, it's a Pokemon Samsung robot vacuum. There's a lot going on there. And this caught my eye because I do have the Mischief Big Red boots from a few years ago that are from Astro Boy. So I thought those with the product that we're about to unbox could go perfectly together. At least that's what I told myself in my head. There's gotta be a seam here somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go. There he is. There's Astro Boy. I think there's a few different parts to this thing. We got this and we got this. I think the smaller piece to me is the main star of the show because it's another Astro Boy boot. But it does have a USB port on the back of it, and that is because, God, it's heavy. It is also a wireless charger. It does come with a USB-C cable in here. Plug that into the back of here. Plug the other end into some power, and we're charging. Now the other part of the collection, I believe, is just an Astro Boy collectible. Astro Boy collectible. Which, I mean, yeah, sure, cool. He looks good. We can add him to the collection of stuff up here. Let's see, where can he fit? Let's go right up here. But the Astro Boy boot charger is definitely the star. I'm not 100% sure, but this one I think is still in stock. A lot of the other products that I featured in this video are sold out. This one I believe you can actually get your hands on, so I'll be sure to go throw a link down in the description. But oh my God, my desk is a mess. Oh, okay, finally, that's much better. We've got our new wireless charger set up. So it only means one thing, time to move on to the next product. To add to the home decor vibe, we have a 3D printed lamp from the company Gantry. And so they're a little bit different because I feel like they keep their manufacturing process a little bit under wraps, but they essentially partner with a whole bunch of industrial designers to create these 3D printed lamps that are desk lamps, table lamps, pendants, sconces, everything under the sun. But the one thing that makes them a little bit different is that they have some sort of post-processing process that makes it look like a real product and not necessarily a 3D printed object. effect. And I've tried to look up what this process is, but I haven't had much luck to find out how they make these look so crisp and clean. I'm not 100% sure, but I think when you order your lamp, they start manufacturing it. So it's usually like a 2 to 3 week lead time from the time you order to when your lamp shows up. But this one might be another case of I don't really exactly remember what we ordered. This should be fun. I'm gonna assume it's something blue if I know myself whatsoever. And what do you know, go figure, it's something blue. And it did come with this little card that tells you who designed this lamp. This lamp is from Mona Sharma, and she's from Copenhagen, Denmark. So this is who designed our lamp that I believe is called the Buddy lamp. Not only is it blue, it is super blue. Do you see what I mean? This does not look like a 3D printed product. There is not a layer line in sight here. Oh, I take that back. On the lens here, you can tell that it is 3D printed. So they clearly print it in this orientation, and you can kind of see the stepping here from the dome effect. And I would love to know what they use for the hinge on the inside, because it is very smooth. I am still just blown away that this is 3D printed. It looks so good. And the paint job is so good. I could never paint something this cleanly. I don't think I can take it apart. Oh, it screws off. Whoa. So you do get a little bit more of the 3D printed nature of it with the internal parts, but we'll screw that back on there. And the final test is to go ahead and plug this guy in and see how he looks. Got a slider here. Oh, really nice warm light. The slider is extremely smooth. I'm just still flabbergasted that this is a 3D printed product. We're living in the future. But that is a perfect segue into our very last product, because it is a product art piece that is a commentary on our possible future. And I cannot wait for this one. Let's go get it. It's a freaking rocket. Look at this thing. Oh my God. But it's not just any rocket, it is an Amazon rocket delivering your tiny little package to you. And this very much could be the future. The details on this one are crazy. I mean, just look on the inside here. There's PCB boards. This thing doesn't do anything electronically, I don't believe. That's just there for the detail of it all. But this project is from the artist known as Sunday Nobody, and it's the 30-second delivery rocket. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe Sunday Nobody. He's almost like Banksy meets Bob Ross. He actually did a Bob Ross project one time, but he takes high-level concept ideas and mixes them with art in his very own unique way possible, and then also combines in some form of e-commerce into those projects so that people can actually own a piece of it after he's done creating it. And he always documents the entire process from the idea that he has, how he actually brought it to life, all of the missteps in between, and then the final project where he usually invites the public secretly on his Instagram stories, telling them where they are, and then they can go to it and check it out for himself. And this giant Amazon rocket is his most recent creation, which he also just started doing long form videos. So we did a full long form video of this over on YouTube. I'll put the link down in the description. But there was a long process of bringing this thing to life. I just love the details. Look at that tiny little shipping label on that box. But also in this box, there is some hardware so that we can actually mount this thing on the wall. And I'm not usually an instructions kind of guy, but I don't want to mess this one up. Oh, perfect. It's not instructions, it's a jig to know exactly where to mount this. Now I'm left with another decision. Where do I mount this? Because it needs to be front row center in the studio. I thought this was the perfect place to put the Amazon missile because when you come in the front door, it's gonna be smack dab right in your face, and I feel like so many people are gonna ask me questions about it. It looks perfect there. But at this point, I don't even remember, what, did we unbox 10 or 11 products? I am so glad that I finally got to unbox them after hoarding them here in the studio for so long. And I got to show you guys all of the random stuff that I find on the internet. I can't believe that I've been in this studio now for like almost 2.5 years now. It's really starting to take shape, especially after the whole destruction and putting it back together. But I'm not even like halfway through my lease, so I am here for the long haul. So if you guys have any products that you have in your house or your office or whatever, and you want me to test them out, go ahead and throw a link down in the description and maybe I'll check them out for a future video. But with that, I am actually building a new unnecessary invention right now, so I guess I have to get back to actually working and not just playing. So that means I'll see you at the next unnecessary invention. See ya!